Hi, Michael Colling here. I am a graduate of the Sunderland College's Access to Higher Education programme, and I'm here on behalf of Sunderland College's Access to Higher Education alumni. As per the request of the brilliant Sarah Robson, who was instrumental in my success into the field that I work in now, which is counselling and psychotherapy. Like I say, I'm actually here in my office in Sunderland Enterprise Park. This is where I would see anybody of any age, of pretty much any issue. But a lot of the work that I do as a result of going to Sunderland College is I work in pupil referral units. I work with children who've experienced serious adverse childhood events, who have SEMH, SEND needs. And I really love what I do. But starting at Sunderland College was a journey of discovery, because I actually went off to Northumbria University first, and it wasn't until after that I decided actually I want to be in talking therapies. And then I went to Sunderland, the University of Sunderland, where I graduated with my degree I can't remember what year it was, but I actually attended my college course in 2011, so quite a bit of time's lapsed since I was there. So this is why Sunderland College is really important. I went there as somebody who left school with no GCSEs and went straight into industry. I did a lot of things, but I'll stick to the point that I didn't have any GCSEs. I left school thinking I was a stupid person, and I don't say that word lightly. I don't like that word. I think stupid is a stupid word, but naturally I'm a young person, and my beliefs were based on commentary from teachers such as, you've got so much potential but you never apply yourself, and I'm thinking, well, I can't, so I'm going to be a clown. And that's what I did in school, because I just couldn't concentrate. I couldn't concentrate in that environment. It wasn't the environment for me. So it got to a point where I developed a strong interest in psychology and in mental health in general. So I thought, right, you know what, I'm so interested in this, I'm going to see if I can get myself off into uni just to see what happens. Nobody at the time in my family had ever done that. So there was a huge amount of imposter syndrome, a lot of internal dialogue such as, you'll never do that, you've got no chance. So I'm fighting against the wind real bad, just approaching the college. And the thing that made the difference for me was the approachability and the humanistic approach that the likes of Sarah Robson, my maths tutor Paul, who was brilliant, I'll tell you about him in a second, who unfurled me and made me realise that I am actually fundamentally an academic, and I've not stopped learning since I've left college. So I learn in my spare time, I learn recreationally. I've got diplomas in all sorts: neurolinguistic psychotherapy, CBT, acceptance and commitment therapy, a degree in person-centered humanistic counselling and psychotherapy. It goes on and on and on. I'm not going to keep going on about that. But again, I was a boy with no GCSEs, enters the Sunderland College Access to Higher Education pathway. I learned psychology, biology, sociology, maths, English, access. I did an access project on bipolar. Sarah Robson, thank you for your help with that. To this day, I really enjoyed that, and it was my first encounter of learning about research, the importance of it, and how to collect samples for said research within the college grounds. And I received nothing but optimism. And when you're somebody who's absolutely convinced that everything that you do isn't very good, it doesn't really help for somebody else to tell you your value. It's always best that you are the dictator of what value you have, and it's the same as everybody else, by the way. But at the time I was vulnerable, low self-esteem, and I got a distinction in the course. I smashed it, and I was able to do that for a couple of reasons. Now, maths was the big thing for me. I would get really anxious, really upset about the sort of equations and things like that. And the most important thing happened in Sunderland College when I was observed struggling that way, and Paul, albeit being a maths teacher, could see that I was number dyslexic. I had no idea that that was even a thing. So the name for it is dyscalculia, and then obviously later on I'd learned that it's part of the neurodivergent sort of spectrum, and I later went on to get diagnosed with autism and ADHD. So that's why I'd struggled in school. But even though that conversation never come up in college, it was almost like the staff there just sort of could look at me, look at the way that I learned, look at the way that I thought and spoke, that what type of learner I was, and could support me that way. And they helped me to come face to face with my latent innate ability to learn, and even go further than that, because now I write courses. I write courses for school staff, I write courses for other counsellors, such as courses that would help neurotypical counsellors spot autism that isn't diagnosed in the counselling room, so that they can sort of work with that in a congruent way, rather than sort of treating everybody the same, because that's really important. So I'm sort of always sort of trying to kind of improve mental health provision in just the little local area that I work. Of course, I'd love to do it nationally one day, but I believe in myself and I believe that I could, because it all started with Sunderland College. Now, when it comes to learning, I would say drop all of your expectations. Any sort of critical inner dialogue that asks questions such as, are you sure you're capable of this? It's best to throw that away. When you encounter something that you struggle, ask the guys for help. These people at Sunderland College, and obviously I can only speak for them, but these guys, they want to help, and you can feel it. And so you don't feel like you're putting them out. You don't feel sort of they help you to kind of get rid of any sort of latent shame about having to ask for help because you're struggling with a particular thing. Because again, egos can get a little bit involved there. It's best to just wear your heart on your sleeve, think about what it is that you want to do, and utilize the support. That's really, really important, because it's there. It's very, very good quality, and it is the springboard for which you will realize what it is that you want to do. Now, one last thing that I would say is, it's difficult to know what you want to do until you start trying things. But sometimes you can try something you thought you wanted to do, and sometimes it can be based on, for example, an auntie that you look up to, and you see their success and how much they help people, or whatever else it is. But that might not be for you. You might love what you're seeing, and you might be really proud of your auntie, but it doesn't necessarily mean that speaks to the fabric of who you are as a person. And it's who you are as a person that'll dictate exactly where you fit in best. So it's best to have ongoing conversations about how comfortable you are on the course that you're doing, and to be really, really honest with yourself if you're not enjoying something, rather than get stuck in indecision about whether or not it's for you. Sometimes it's best to really make snap decisions and move on to something that you feel like doing that's more congruent with who you are. Because you can do that. You can change your mind. It's not a failure if you change your mind. It's living in congruence with who you are and who we are. We're always learning that. We're always learning who we are. Sunderland College is a place that is an open space for you to explore that without criticism, without judgment. I'm really, really happy to speak on behalf of Sunderland College, because like I say, all of the staff were absolutely brilliant, all of our lecturers. But again, the critical things for me were Sarah's sort of one-to-one support. Her motivation to support was just so distinct and so real. And then Paul's knowledge around how and why some people struggle in certain ways and things like maths. He was able to helped me to understand how to navigate mathematics with dyscalculia. And I went on to do, I passed 3 safe medicated exams without any mistakes whatsoever. So, I could, I was safe to sort of give doses of specific medications, essentially, without making a mistake. So I've come a long way in the last 13 years I think it was since I was last there, but it was absolutely brilliant. And again, Sarah Robson's still there, and I'm really pleased to hear about that. Also, if you're struggling or if you're anxious, ask for mental health support. You don't need to be anxious. If you're anxious about an exam or anxious about an assignment, it's distorted. It's a distorted experience, because it's not dangerous. It's not going to hurt you. What will hurt you is if you don't ask for help in all regards. So, like I say, anxiety management within the educational establishment, is a critical part of your learning journey. You're a person, you're a human. It's okay to struggle with things. It's really, really important that you ask for help, because you can move past all of that and be really, really confident. Before I met Sarah, you wouldn't have caught me making a video like this with my mush on the screen, but I really, really don't mind. I really don't mind, because I'm enjoying the opportunity to speak with pride and to get another chance to say thank you to again all of the staff at Sunderland College to help me to get where I am in a vocation, a real vocation, where everything that I do means everything to me, and I really, really enjoy continued professional development in this field. I don't know where I'll stop. I don't know where my season ends, but I'm having a real good time doing what I do, thanks to Sunderland College. So thank you guys. Good luck to everybody who's thinking about going to college. Go for it. Like I say, be honest with yourself. Who are you? What is the fabric of you? What do you really like? And what is it that you want to do? Be honest with yourself. The Access to HE course is absolutely brilliant. It's captivating. It's no nonsense. It's not the mainstream school sort of approach where it's essentially they're just trying to get you to remember loads of stuff that you're not interested in. This is specific to many different fields. Many different fields you can go, like, sort of walk towards, due to the sort of the dynamic range of learning within the Access to HE. Like I say, psychology, chef's kiss for me. Sociology, intrinsically linked to psychology. Biology, again, these things all belong together. It's good to have the kind of the diploma level understanding of these things as you move into many different fields. So all the best.